You're doing it all. You're hitting the gym, you're being consistent, you're being disciplined, cutting your calories, eating healthy foods, doing your cardio, basically everything. You're doing all the right things. So why the hell are you still stuck with that annoying skinny fat lower belly? Well, to answer your question, you're probably making one of these 3 in a 7 mistakes that are making it almost like impossible for you to fix that lower belly and build that lean athletic physique you're after. So without wasting any more of your time, because I honestly hate when guys at videos like this waste time and like talk for hours and hours before even like reaching the main point. So to not be like those and without wasting your time, let's just get into these 3 mistakes so that you can fix them ASAP and build that, lean athletic physique you're after. Mistake number 1 is eating healthy. And now you're probably getting all defensive and like, hey, Thomas, I'm eating healthy. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? But chill out. Let me explain. Let me explain. So, for the longest time, back when I was skinny fat, I would eat the cleanest diet possible to a human being. I tried a carnivore diet, which I don't think there's a cleaner diet than that. I would do like low carb, I would do no carb diets as well. And even though I was eating all these healthy foods and, restricting bad foods, I hate that label, but let's just call those bad foods. Even though I was restricting that, eating clean foods only, I would still, first of all, not be building any muscle, and I would not be losing any fat. And as I said, even though I was eating all the right foods, like not allowing myself my favorite chocolate or pizza, etc., I was still stuck in that frustrating skinny fat body. So why was that? Because I'm probably sure that this is a situation that you kind of face as well, like eating all the right foods, but still, having that lower belly. And it's annoying, but let me just explain why is that happening. You see, eating healthy in and on itself is not a problem, because if I said that was the problem, I would probably be a complete idiot and you would hate me and everything, but that's not the problem. The problem kind of like emerges when you start thinking that eating healthy only will help you lose fat. It's not. And let me just explain how you can eat chocolate and lose fat and eat apples and, still gain fat, let's say. So for example, there's this thing called the TDEE. That is your total daily energy expenditure. That is how many calories your body burns throughout the day, like on average. And so that is low-key, not even low-key, that is your maintenance calories. That's how many calories you are eating to just maintain the way you look. And let's say your TDEE, that is your maintenance calories, are, let's say 2,400, and you eat nothing but chocolate all day. But at the end of the day, you end up at 2,300, 100 calories below your maintenance, you still lose fat. Why is that? Because you ate less than what your body requires to maintain your current state. On the other hand, if you ate nothing but, let's say, apples a day, or steak all day, steak is awesome, by the way, but nothing but apples all day, etc., but at the end of the day, you would eat 2,500 calories, let's say. It doesn't matter what kind of or how healthy that food was, you are still going to lose fat because you ate more than your body requires to just maintain your current physique, your current fat levels, your current muscle levels, etc. So that's the problem. You think that eating healthy only will help you lose fat when that's just not the truth. So now that you are finally and hopefully aware of this without looking at me as a complete idiot, because I might sound harsh a bit, but that's just tough love. I want to help you, right? And so kind of like the solution to this is tracking. And I know you're probably like, Thomas, like, no, tracking is obsessive. I don't want to track. Like, what? Nah, I hate that. That's too obsessive. That's too time consuming. But what you need to realize, man, is that if you actually want to become somebody you have never been, you first of all need to do things that you have never done, because you cannot change if nothing changes. Like, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? Hope that makes sense. But the second and the most important thing is that you need to, if you want to achieve something better than you are right now, you need to take sacrifices. Hopefully, when it comes to fitness, those sacrifices are not chopping your arms and legs and like devoting your life to, some like weird, religion, whatever. Hopefully, you're not living in an environment where that is a necessary sacrifice. But when it comes to fitness, when it comes to losing fat and building muscle, especially as a skinny fat man, you need to make some kind of sacrifice. And in this case, thank God, the sacrifice is only the fact that you need to take not even 5 minutes out of your day, open an app on your phone, click how much food you ate, log it in, and eat less than that number says. That's the whole sacrifice, you know? And you simply cannot reach the place you have never been in. Whatever, hope that made sense. But if you want to reach that second place, that new, let's say 2.0 version of yourself, you have to act like that 2.0 version of yourself before you become that 2.0 version of yourself. And let's be like completely honest with ourselves. What does that 2.0 version of yourself do? Does he not track because he finds it obsessive, or does he track because even though he finds it obsessive, he basically knows it's what's needed to achieve that better physique? I'll leave that answer up to you, but we both know what the answer is. So now that you know what kind of like the first mistake was, and that eating healthy only will not guarantee fat loss unless you eat less than your maintenance calories, and that you need to track. And when you're a skinny fat man, track especially in a way that allows you to be in a calorie deficit of, let's say, 200 to 300 calories while hitting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, because that's kind of like the holy grail when it comes to fixing the skinny fat look. But that being said, mistake number 1 is over. Let's just move on to mistake number 2. All right, so mistake number 2 is doing too much cardio. And I know again, like everybody on the internet says that you need to do cardio to lose calories and burn fat, etc., etc., etc. But again, as a skinny fat man, that's not what you want to do. And let me explain it by an example from my life. So I don't know if you are familiar with this challenge called the 75 hard. If you're not, and you've probably been living under a rock, it's a challenge where there's like really like too big, or like when it comes to explaining this mistake, one like a main thingy, and that you need to train twice a day. And for me, and for 75 days straight, that's the whole point. Like this whole challenge lasts 75 days. But yeah, there's this one requirement, and that says that you need to train at least 45 minutes twice a day, and at least one of those trainings needs to be outside. So the way I trained when I was skinny fat in this 75 hard thingy was that I would literally wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, or 5 a.m. I don't really remember. I think it could be 4:30. Doesn't matter. I woke up in the morning, went for a 45-minute run, came back home, did my stuff, and then in the afternoon, I would literally hit the gym. And when it comes to like the cardio specifically, let me just ask you something. Like, do you think that at the end of those 75 days after doing cardio for 75 days straight, did I look better? Did I lose more fat? Did I look honestly better? Was I less skinny fat? The truth is, just take a look at this picture or this, I don't know. But let's say the picture will be right here. So that's just how I looked. I literally looked worse after 75 days of running straight than I used to before I ever done that challenge. So I hope that explained everything. And kind of like the scientific reason to this is the fact that as a skinny fat man, if you don't already know this by now, what skinny fat means is that you're under-muscled. That means that you have little muscle and you have more fat than you would probably like to. Even though you're not obese, you still do have that belly fat, etc. And so the fix to fixing skinny fat, as I already mentioned a million times on my channel and even on my previous videos, etc., is to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. And when you're running, there's this hormone called cortisol. And that is a stress hormone. And when that cortisol spikes up way too much, like it did when I was running, let's say 75 days straight every single morning, it spiked so much that it literally put my body into this mode called fight or flight mode. And I don't really want to get into like the ancient times, etc., but basically what this means is that the flight or fight mode, your body starts thinking that it is in danger. So it's literally start thinking that it's in some kind of like life-threatening situation, like for example a famine, etc. or famine, I don't know how it's pronounced. But basically, when that happens, your body starts saving fat as a fuel for emergency situations, and it starts burning muscle for energy instead. So you are keeping or holding on to fat and you are losing muscle, and that is the worst thing that can happen to you as a skinny fat man. Hence, that is why cardio is so bad for you. I'm not saying it's the devil. Like, if you love running, go ahead and do some run. Maybe just add some weight training. Just don't think that cardio only is the holy grail when it comes to, you know, fixing the skinny fat look, because I know it's just kind of like easy to get into the extreme. I know you don't have a problem with hard work, but I know that, you know, like, that is the extreme. You sweat so hard, you feel like you're dying, but that effort does not match the outcome that it actually gives you. And that's the whole like problem here. So as I said, the solution kind of to this mistake that you have probably been making is to, if you love running, like, you don't need to cut it out completely, but maybe cut it off a little, you know, like cool off a little with it, like don't run as much as you do. But if you like really are, I don't know, like a marathon runner or like ultra marathon runner, like I've had guys on calls who are that, and basically the recommendation I would give to you is to literally just add weight training, because cardio alone will like really make your problem a lot worse. But if you honestly hate running, which I low-key did, then literally just switch to hitting 7 to 10K steps daily, because that is the best fat loss tool on a planet. Just getting your steps in, burning more calories without really stressing your body. And that's literally what I am doing. And it literally what got me from this on January to this right now in February. So literally 4 weeks of progress while just walking, no running, no anything. All right, having this cardio mess out of the way, let's just move on to mistake number 3, and that is lifting the same weights every single month, every single week, week by week, month by month. Just not like never ever progressing at the gym, just lifting the same weights, going through the motions because it feels good. To give you an example of this, like how this kind of like works, is like, let's say you sit in a car and you press the accelerator a little, like just a little, and you go really slow, right? But you want to go faster, right? Like you want to go like so much faster, but you're still only pressing the accelerator this little much. And you're expecting to go faster even though you're only pressing the accelerator this much. And so if you want to go faster, you need to press the accelerator more, even to the floor, I don't care. Go on like turbo stuff, right? And the same way literally works for building muscle. As you already know from this video, as I mentioned, you're under-muscled and you have a bit more fat than you would like to. And if you want to build muscle, you cannot just push the accelerator this much. You actually have to push yourself and push it and push it and push it. And that's how your muscle works. Because if your muscle is under no stress, it has no reason to adapt. It has no reason to grow. And with this, like, okay, like you're being healthy, etc., like is not bad for your body necessarily. But if you actually want to build muscle and fix that skinny fat look and build that, you know, like Spider-Man-ish physique, something like this, you actually need to have that muscle, right? And to build that muscle, you want to use something that I call the double progression method, and this will allow you to really like push yourself at the gym without really dying, you know? Like you won't be dying, and it's really like a time saver, honestly. So let me just break down the whole double progression method. So the way this double progression method works is that you work with a certain weight in the 4 to 6 rep range. So let's say that you at first, like literally to start off, you want to pick a weight that you can pick for 4 reps and 3 sets. So let's say it's 100 pounds. So week 1, let's say you hit 4, 4, and 4, 400 reps in like 3 sets, because we want to do like 4 to 6 reps in like 3 sets. That's kind of like the whole like weighted word, right? But enough talking. Let's just get to the point, right? So first week you hit 4, 4, 4 with 100 pounds. The second week you hit, let's say 5, 5, 4. Okay, you're getting better. Week 3 you're getting 6, 5, 4. Etc., etc., etc. You're basically working with that weight until you can hit 6 reps on all 3 sets. And once you achieve this, that means you have maxed out the rep range. And once this happens, you want to move up 5 pounds. So let's say on week 5, you finally hit 6 reps on all 3 sets with 100 pounds. So on week 6, basically on the other week, you want to go up 5 pounds and now lift 105 pounds for at least 4 reps and 3 sets. And that's how you move up and build more muscle. That's how your body slowly adapts. And it's just literally the best method, and it literally blew me up. Like honestly, like it blew me up, and it's just so simple. And it's also time saving. So you won't really have to like spend hours at the gym every single week. It's really fast. All right, and that's pretty much everything. I really like to keep these videos on the really quick and punchy, lot of value, a lot of information without you wasting hours watching these videos. So that is everything. I hope all of these helped. To kind of like recap it, mistake number 1 was eating healthy only and expecting that it will help you lose fat without really tracking. Mistake number 1 is doing a lot of cardio thinking it will help you. Again, it did not. Like walk 7 to 10K steps daily instead. And number 3, just going through the motions at the gym and not really progressing. That way you can really like fix that mistake. Just go ahead and use the double progression method, which I have just explained like a minute ago. So if this helped and you want to see more content like this for skinny fat guys, so you can finally build that lean athletic physique you're after, feel confident taking your shirt off, never ever again like hide yourself at the pool or at the beach. So if that's you, if you want more content like this to help you get from skinny fat to lean and athletic, hit the subscribe button. I'll be really grateful to see you here in the future. And also, just a little shameless plug, I do also have a one-on-one coaching program for which I have just launched a brand new case study program where I want to help 5 skinny fat men get from skinny fat to lean and athletic without cutting out their favorite foods, without doing tons of cardio, without sacrificing your whole social life, etc. So if that sounds like you and you would like to chat about it a little bit more, then there's a link in the description. You can click on it, book a call with me. We will chat, we will strategize the best plan for you moving forward to build that lean athletic physique. And yeah, that's it, and peace out.